This is Devasys Rao. Good morning. So, in the previous session of the variables and types of variable, we read about the static variable lifetime and its scope. And in the previous one, we learned about what is lifetime and scope, and like initial and default values of variable, how it is done. So, to which variable it is being done, those things we read. So, today we will be reading on the non-static variable lifetime and scope. Okay. Non-static variable lifetime and non-static variable gets life when object is created. It is destroyed when object is destroyed. Okay. So non-static, we know non-static variable gets the memory when a new object is being created, and as a object is created, it's getting the life, means it's getting the memory initialization. So when the object will be destroyed, then automatically the memory location will be destroyed. So that is the lifetime of the non-static variable. It is destroyed when object is destroyed. Okay. And object object is destroyed. So when a object is destroyed when it is unreferenced, or its reference variable is destroyed. Okay. I think we are familiar with this reference and non-referencing type of thing. What is reference in at least? Okay. Still, I will explain it again. Its scope is the scope of object. So between in which the object will be accessible, the object in which the variable is being initialized. So where the object is being accessible, there only the variable will be also accessible. So that is the scope. That is the starting and end point in which we can able to access the non-static variable. The scope of the object. Object is object is available only if it is a referenced variable is available. Okay. So first of all, we are going to know about like unreferencing and referencing those things. So class, take example, class example will be there. Okay. Like here a main method is there. Okay. The main method in the start I am just explaining. So main method is there. So inside the main method, we are defining a object like let's say test t equal to, sorry, in this example only I will give that int x equal to 10. Okay. So like we are creating like example e equal to new example we are creating. Okay. So like here until and unless e is available. So the reference variable e is available, we can able to access x. Okay, it is accessible. Okay. Let's say we are doing what? So we are just like this e equal to null. Okay. So here we are modifying modifying the E referenced variable. So what here we are doing? So here we are, the E is holding a new object in the previous line. So here we are doing what? We are that object we are removing and we are placing none. So E is no longer holding the new object. So the variable X, this variable X is present in where? It is present inside this new object. As we are removing this from E and we are assigning with null, so this object is no longer being held by E reference variable. So it is unreferenced. So this variable from this object it is unreferenced. So as it is unreferenced, so a object cannot like a object cannot be there inside the JVM without any reference variable holding it. Did you understand? A object cannot be there in the JVM if a reference variable will not be holding it. So, as we just isolated this object alone, and this E variable is no longer holding this object, so this object will be destroyed. Okay, and this variable will also be destroyed along with that. So, after this statement, if we are going to access like this E dot X, then we will get here error. Okay, are you good up to now? Okay, that's good. So here is the example. Whatever example I am giving here, please practice it. And for furthermore, you can search on the internet like what is non-static variable and its examples. There are a lot of programs in the internet. Just go through it and practice. So its scope, if we are going to see the scope, so let class example again we will be writing. Okay, this one better we will do it in STs. It's already open. We can able to do the variables, and here we'll be creating another session one. So that is like class session is 9 package we have created and example will be creating and we require main method. So please stick on this. Okay, and we require public class. So finish. So it is created already. Like here, let's take a non-static variable int x equal to 10, our popular one. Okay, then static void m1. Okay, and we are defining a example here. Sort e1 we are defining. Okay, sorry. Here we are going. If we are going to access the e1 dot x, are we able to access? Yes, we can able to access. It is possible. Okay, because we are creating an object, and inside the object x is present, so we are able to access it. Okay, and this method will execute only when it is being called, or in the technically term we call is invoked. Unless and until this method is invoked, this will not be executed. Okay. Let's create another object. Example e2 is equal to new example. Another object we have created, and here if we are going to access this one e2.x, we are able to do. But here if we are going to access the e1 object, e1 object, inside a e1 object there is a x variable is there. Yes or no? Okay, and inside the E2 object there is X variable not on. As many objects will be created inside it, this X variable will be there. Okay, this X variable will be there. Okay, that's why we are able to access. So are we gonna access this E1 reference variable? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's possible? So if we will be writing here like E1, if we are going to access here E1, so what the error is coming? E1 cannot be result to a time. So it cannot find where is E1 unless and until because this variable which we created, what is its scope? Its scope is from this curly bracket starting to this curly bracket ending. So outside is its memory is not there unless and until it is returned from this method. Okay, unless and until this one is returned from this method, and if we are calling it, we are receiving it. Then only the scope will be increased to the calling method. But now, as this one is created, so its scope is from this 7 number line to this ending of the block. Okay. After this statement, scope is only up to this. So after this line, this variable is not available. Means its memory is destroyed. Okay, this object is also not available. So how we can access it? That's why here it could not able to find it. Okay, so this is the error one. Okay, if we will be doing this, what we will be doing? We'll be returning the this one. Okay, return E1. We will be returning this E1. Okay, then only we can access it. We can write here M1. We are calling it and we are giving it E1 new example. We are giving it. Sorry, not required. Its parameter is 0. But we will be receiving a example. So example U1. The object here created, we can receive it. Okay. So if we write here stuff, so here like U1 dot X, we can access. Are we good? Here is it. Okay. So after this, we'll be reading on the concept like how many members we can define inside a class. So inside a class, what are the members we can define? Okay, how many members we how many members we can define inside a class. So guys, I'm planning to start a UI, the videos on UI. So we'll be learning UI also together, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, all those things we'll be learning. Okay. And also I'm planning to start soon, like also database side like SQL. I'm planning to start. Okay, so we can define nine types of members. Single key. So what are the like for static ones? it will be. So side by side we can do. For static one, it should be static variables will be there. So like static variable, static block, static method, and there will main method. Okay. Main method means that in JVM calling. So these are the four. And for non-static, we have similar type of things. Non-static variable, non-static blocks, and methods will be there. Okay. And constructor for non-static. Constructor one I have already explained in the previous video. Please go through that. Okay. And like if you are going for the syntax, all these things, if you are going syntax wise, and like static variable, you can say like the static int is there. This is the variable static. And for static block, it will be like simple static keyword will be there and the curly brace start, curly braces ending. Okay. These all things I have explained in the methods and blocks video. Please go through it. And static method, like we can say like static void m1, like we saw the static method. And the main method one we know already. Public static void main. Then we have string arrays. Okay. Similarly, non-static is similar to that only. Int x is there. Okay. And block is there. No static keyword is required. And for non-static method, we have like void m1. Nothing is there. Simple one. Okay. And constructor, let's say we have a class, example class is there. Example class is there, and we have like we require constructor, so we can write it like this example. So this one is the constructor with the class name. Okay, we can write like this. With the class name, we can write like this. It says it's a method type only. Constructor is it's a type of simplified of method. It's a type of method only. The signature, all those things. Like it's the name is there and parameter is there. This one and it's the block. When it's scope static to starting point of block to ending point of block. Okay. In the class name, it will be defined. Whatever the class name, that name it will be defined. Okay. So we are good. This is static block variable. This one is method. This one is constructor. Okay. Here no need to specify all are in place. Okay. So these are the things we read on the variables one. Please go through the previous videos. So we are good to close these variables and types of variables. So we'll be meeting with the new video with the JVM architecture. That one is very important, very important. Please don't miss and please watch the video also. Okay, for JVM architecture, we'll be going through that. Then we'll be reading again. Already I have explained like starting and non-starting in my previous videos, but we'll be again reading like static member and their execution control flow. Okay. Okay, thank you for listening. Thank you for your presence.